It is now 6 p.m. on Wednesday, August 13th, and it's time for the Ham Radio Fun Podcast, and I got a bunch of fun stuff for you guys tonight. Ed wishes he had a 710. Trust me, the DX10 is what you're going to want. I'm sorry, Adventures in Blind Videography said that. The FTDX10 is even... It's fantastic. The 710 probably has stuff, but the DX10 has the same receiver as the FTDX 101. So I would rather have that one. All right. So what are we here for tonight? Some fun with ham radio. So I'm going to talk a little bit about some stuff. An hour ago, it was like Armageddon here. I didn't think I was even going to be able to do the stream because lightning was everywhere, but it's cleared up. Just like Florida is, it clears up after about 15, 20 minutes. They say if you don't like the weather in Florida, wait 10 minutes and it'll get better. So what I'm doing tonight is I'm going to go over a couple of emails from my buddy Roger and also from John, who emailed me some detailed stuff. John, relax. I'm not upset that you asked me how deep my pockets were. That's okay, because people look at what I have, and I tell them this, which is in a meme that's in the beginning of the show, the slideshow you see. It says, people look at my ham shack and think I'm rich. I'm not rich. I'm irresponsible. That's the truth. I buy stuff. I'm in the process of arguing with myself right now. I got an opportunity to get a great buy on another 9700, and I ordered something to work with that to do portable satellites. I'll explain that to you. I can imagine how wonderful it would be to do a portable linear satellite, parks on the air. Oh, that would be so cool. Anyway, hey, we got... Is that Wayne? Wayne is here. Victor Alpha 3 Echo Mike Bravo. Welcome aboard, Wayne. We have 6 people watching us right now, and they're going to miss out on this one. First thing we're going to talk about is the emails that I've received. We're going to switch to this screen right here, and here is the email from Roger. For your email bag Wednesday, I love how he did that with the little parentheses there. Question, do you know how many people have 1, satellite DXCC, and 2, satellite worked all states? Absolutely not. I have no idea at all. Regarding my 2 push-up poles problem, after checking the antenna's coax connectors, power out, power meter, and SWRs, I did a 9700 factory reset that seemed to fix the problem. Only got 1 ARISS contact, alpha rate, no, it's NA1SS is their call sign on the International Space Station. Contact this afternoon, but heard several as well as myself. I don't think you were on the air for this afternoon's ARISS pass. No, I wasn't. RS-44 is coming up in a few minutes with the stationary antennas. Rarely make a contact, but I often hear others. Now I need to reprogram the 9700. Okay, let me give you... I'll talk about this when I do my video on the 9700, but what you could have done was save everything to the SD card. Take the SD card out, reset the radio, put the SD card back in, and then load the set. Why does this always happen? I get hiccups. I love this. I get hiccups when I start talking on the air. All right, so keep that in mind, Roger, next time. I don't know anybody that has DXCC. I'm sure there are. I know for a fact Sean Kutzko's goal was to activate or talk to somebody in every single grid square in the United States, and I think he's pretty darn close. He's done a really good job at that. So I haven't heard from Sean in a while. I don't know what he's up to, but I know for a fact that people have done it. Just not me. I don't even measure those statistics. I have them all in my log. I'm sure I can look it up and find out where everything is. So yeah, the surprise coming at the end of this podcast. So don't go away because I have something for all you. I want to show you something I picked up for all you Yaesu lovers, your 101, your 710, your FTDX10. This little item is an add-on that you can buy, and I'll explain to you what it does when we get to that. But right now, we're going to jump over. That's Roger's email. We'll turn Roger's email off, and we'll turn on. This is, oh no, that's Roger. Oh, wait a minute. Let's shrink that screen. Here we go. No. Oh, duh. Hold on. I got all kinds of stuff going on. Okay, we got John's email on the screen. I can't see it on my screen. Oh, there it is. Oh, and I got my reminder that my podcast goes tonight. All right, so this is John's email. There he is right there. Kilo Charlie 5, Oscar Lima David. And if we read this, it says, thank you for the equipment review last week. That was excellent. Excellent. Get spell check. And the specs on the antennas. Most of the equipment is given, most of which I have. I have a rotator, and if it breaks, the 5500's next. I got a pre-owned 9700 at a good price. I don't think you got it as cheap as I can get one for myself, but I'm holding off on it. And of course, the CSN Technology SAT controller, plug and play, no one else to pay. I like that. I hope the 9700 isn't the must, but the price was right. An ICOM 9100 with the 1.2 gigahertz is excellent radio. ICOM 910, also a good one. If you're doing satellites, you're watching numbers, so not so much the waterfall, like hunting parks on the air. I am sure there are other ICOM radios that will work. 5100's one. Well, for less dollars, there are. But do you want... What have you ever bought for your ham radio hobby that wasn't the top of the line? If I can't afford it now, I'll get out and I'll work 2 weeks doing Uber to get the money. But I'll get the money. All right. The SAT controller, however, was the one thing that for me was the got-to-have item for me. It is. I totally agree with you there. Other stuff will work. It gets more complicated and less portable and will probably cost more money to get on the bird. The antennas, however, by the way, however is one word, and don't mind me, I'm just picky because I suck at spelling too. That's why I'm never going to do CW because I can't spell. And those guys the other go, what the hell is he typing? What's that? Let's see. Okay, where did I leave off? How much wind load? How much room do you have? What's your weather like? All right, well, I live in Florida. And in Florida, we have hurricanes. So I knew if I was going to put up an antenna, two things I had to make sure I got right. Grounding and the ability to get the tower down by myself in case of a storm, a serious storm. The tower can handle probably 40-mile-an-hour winds, no problem. It's pretty damn solid. I don't have any guys on it. It's 50 feet. The tower is 40 feet with a 10-foot pole on top. But there's, in normal storms, normal thunder and lightning storms, not a problem. However, to make sure it was grounded correctly, there are 3 8-foot ground rods buried in the dirt 8 feet away on 3 sides of the tower. And connecting those ground rods to the tower is number 4 bare copper wire. Why? Because the wire that runs from the ground rod to the tower is in the dirt as well. So that's also part of the ground. So you basically have 16 feet of wire, the end of which 8 feet goes straight down into the ground, and the others is laid on the surface. So that is the grounding system that I put on this tower. If you read anything about grounding in the ARRL and all that, you put up a tower, every leg of the tower needs its own ground rod. And the best thing to do is not have them all together. That makes no sense. So I have 2 going out the sides and 1 going out in the other direction. So in 3 directions it goes. So that's number 1. That's what the weather's like. I have to worry from June until November, the possibility of getting a hurricane. The good news is Give me 10 minutes. I'll get that whole tower horizontal on the ground. No problem. I built a hardy block and tackle system with a 2,500-pound winch that I picked up at Harbor Freight, and that is bolted to the side of my house. And I got these pulleys, dual pulleys, that can handle 1,000 pounds each. When that tower is horizontal and I go to lift it, that winch is pulling well over 4,000 pounds probably, until it gets up a little bit. Once it gets up a little bit, then the weight load lessens and it comes up easier without so much stress. But having 5 cables going back and forth lessens the load on the cable. So the cable is not going to break. And I had to put a larger cable on the winch than it can hold because I needed 50 feet of it to go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth 5 times. That makes the winch, the work that the winch has to do, less. So what is Roger saying here? FYI, it turned out that I had programmed the 9700 with the RT systems shortly after I sent you the email. Oh, okay. Remember that detail. Took 2 minutes. Yeah, I am telling you, RT Systems, if you guys are bitching about $25 to RT Systems for your radios, you're an idiot. I must have 10 different... I have RT System software for radios I don't own anymore. It's such good software. And I met the woman, and you could see that in my stream at the beginning of... When you go to my page, you see the videos from Hamcation this year. And you see me talking to the lovely lady that handles RT Systems. So remember that. Okay, so where are we here? Okay, so we're looking at John's email. How much wind load can you handle? Do you want to ground mount them? No, I don't want to ground mount them because I have 35, 40-foot trees all around my house. I want to get above those trees. When you look into your wallet, how deep is it? It's an abyss. I'm honest. I don't have a lot of money. I get money from my pension every month, and I get Social Security. And if I want something, I save my pennies or I sell something. I used to be a magician. I sell magic tricks to people all the time that I don't use anymore. So that's good. The DOG is sleeping on the floor right behind me. I hope she stays there. Iman came to the game. Hey, Iman, how you doing? Good to see you. I just realized what's not on here, the featured chat. Hold on. We got to fix this. Let's copy this and put it on this page here. Oh, wait, I do have it on here. Oh, but it's buried. There. Let's move this up. There, now you can see it. Howdy, Iman. Good to see you. Karen, that's her name, at RT Systems is a A1 lady for sure, top-notch customer service. Yes, they're fantastic. She has helped me out of a jam a lot in the beginning. Now I kind of got it down to a science. I know how it works, so I don't have any issues with it. But back in the beginning when I first started, yeah. And when you look into your wild, would I be happier to build my own antennas? Would that really cost less or outperform the dollar for gain? You did an excellent job. I watched that several times. The new mic sounds great. It sounded really good on this pass. Maybe need to number the videos so people can reference the right ones. Well, go by the title. I need to send you more emails, but have to go. All right, no problem, John. KC5OLD. All right, so John, what he's asking here is, would it pay to build your own antennas? Well, yeah, you could probably do it cheaper. You have to know what you're doing, though. There are little things you do when you build an antenna. Like I have if some of you guys remember, back in the winter, before I fixed what was happening with the antenna twisting, I had a 12-foot, 23 element, 70 centimeter antenna on the pole. And that I bought from a gentleman in Ormond Beach. He built it with stuff he bought at Home Depot. So, yeah, it can be done. Was it a great antenna? I really don't know, because when it was up there with the Wemos, it was interfering with the Wemos, and I was having a hard time with desensing. I think that's what was causing it. What do we got here? I now have 7 of their programs. Spirit Software makes some almost inaccessible radios usable for sure. Yeah, well, yeah, that's one. The RT Systems has been on the ball. They jump on when new radios come out within a week. They have a program out to program that radio, and it's really wonderful that they do that. So yeah, keep that in mind. So would you be happier building your own antennas? Would you be happier? Well, are you the kind of person that likes to tinker, to experiment, to see if you can better things? That's right up your alley then. For instance, and I'm going to talk about this in a second, I found out through Kyle, what's his call sign? Oh, Kyle, what is your call sign? Let me go over here and hit history. Hold on, I'll get it. Here it is. Alpha 0 Z. That's Kyle, big CW guy. I met him up at Huntsville. By the way, Huntsville's this weekend. If you're going, have a great time. Make sure you take time to go to the Space Center. Space Center is pretty cool. It's the only one I know of that has a vertical Saturn V. Can't miss it. As you're driving by, all of a sudden you see this giant rocket. It's over 300 feet tall, and it's sitting out there, and you can go there and stand right under it, and it's amazing the size of it. It's incredible. So make sure you get to the Space Center if you go to Huntsville. I did it 3 years in a row, and I haven't been back since. Nothing wrong with it. The hotel wasn't so great. Yes, Alpha 0 Z. I said that. You're a little late there, Adventures in the Blind Videographer. So, yeah, Kyle's really good that way. So why did I bring that up? Let me see. Where did I put that page? I got to wake up here. What is going on here? I thought I put the page up on the screen. All right, I'll have to find it. Anyway, Kyle did a video on it. It is a portable, small rotator, as azimuth and elevator rotator that you can put an Arrow 2 on. And the best part is it's Wi-Fi, and it works Wi-Fi with the SAT box. Have I done it? No. But I did order the kit. I'm not afraid of it. I'm going to sit at my dining room table all winter if I have to build this thing and get it working, and get it out there and make some calls. So it's called the where is everything? I've lost everything. Let me close this window. I don't want that. Don't want that. Don't want that. Here it is. Okay, now I can show you. If I go over to the SAT Pass window, this is it. This is the PSR 100 portable lightweight satellite antenna rotor. And this is put out by WA4MCM. Whiskey Alpha 4 Mike Charlie Mike Kits.com. WA4MCMKits.com. Go there and you can see this rotator. And this is, here's the stuff you get down here, right here. And this is the software that goes on your computer. And you see where it's aiming and what it's doing. Here's a circuit board. And you got a bunch of stuff you got to solder. You got a bunch of things you got to do. So it's a great kit. It's all 3D printed. Is it going to go together real easy? I don't know. Kyle was having a hard time. He did 3 live streams putting this thing together. Got hung up a couple of times. Was on the phone with the guy that made it. That's Whiskey Alpha 4, Mike Charlie Mike. That's his call sign. And he makes a whole bunch of kits. And this is his latest. And no more holding your hour antenna or other lightweight antenna during a satellite pass. Automatically aims the antenna based on input from the most commercially available amateur satellite tracking software such as SatPC32 and PST Rotator. Wireless connection to your computer via private Wi-Fi network, designed to be mounted on a stand like a camera tripod with a 1/4 20 mounting bolt. Operates well with a 3 amp hour LiFePO battery included, not included. Comes with a 12 volt wall power supply to facilitate testing during assembly, which is good. That's a great way to do it. You don't have to hook up a battery to it. But I looked at it. It's got a barrel connector for the battery, which I got a ton of those. So anyway, this is the next project I'm going to have. But I'm also making those videos about how I do satellites. So this will be probably a postscript to those videos if I get this thing put together. But nice little gadget, isn't it? You guys looking at this? You see this? I can't believe I've been asking somebody to make a small portable rotator for so long. Finally, somebody has done it. So Kyle has his put together. He's going to be at he's going to be up in Huntsville. So look him up. If you're going to go to Monsanto Park on Friday, I'm sure he'll have it there with him. So yeah, think about that. So this is my next project, building this rotator. I'm looking forward to it. I don't know how good I'm going to do. I think I'll do fine. But if I don't, you'll be the first to know about it. So the best part was I sent an email to Don, the guy that created it, and I said, listen, can I use this with my SAT controller? He says, yes, but no wiring. It hooks up through Wi-Fi to the rotator, and then it will control the rotator just like it controls my Yaesu 5500 at home. The SAT box will be able to control this on the road. So that's cool. I'm sorry, that is really freaking cool. My only question is, would it be able to handle the Alaskan antenna, which is a little bit heavier, a little bit bigger, same size mounting? So if you had an Alaskan, you could probably get it on there. I don't know if it's going to be strong enough to handle that, tilting it and everything. So keep that in mind. That wasn't the surprise, just so you know. All right, so I think we've answered the questions that you had here, John. And John and Roger, we answered their questions for them. So that's really cool. If I told you the price I can get this 9700 for, you'd be like, put it on a credit card, get it. I don't know, but I would love to be doing satellites during Parks on the Air. Could you imagine doing a Parks on the Air and just staying out there, following every satellite that comes over while you're out there and trying to get 10 contacts on satellites? I wonder if anybody's ever done that. Completely activated the park just on satellites. You know what would be even cooler? If you activated the park on satellites using sideband because it was a linear, or on RS-44 you did an FT4 contact. That would be so freaking cool if you did FT4 on a satellite and that was part of your that was part of your activation. That would be wicked. So anyway, let's see, what do we got going on here? We have 9 people watching right now. Just jump in the chat, say your name and where you're from. I would love to talk to you. And remember, if you guys have any questions, email me and I'll answer your emails live on Wednesday nights when I come on. I'll pick up, what is this? Only 7 contacts when I tried. Which pass, Roger? Which pass was that you tried? Hasn't been any in a while. We got a big storm off the coast. I've been watching on the Geochron. I hope it goes away soon. If I switch to the Geochron, I can show you where it is. If I take the emails off the screen, there you can see. Look north of South America. See that storm coming in off the Atlantic? All right. Ed is telling us that I like the Yaesu HF, VHF, and UHF radios, but I love how the ICOM is way easier to remote. Yeah, it is. That's this. My 7300's going in a box, and I'll be doing Parks on the Air with that. The satellite POTA. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Hi, it's Hayden. Not that Hayden. How you doing, Hayden? Welcome aboard. We got Australia recognized here today. We got Northern Ireland recognized here. I like that Iman saying, hey, other Hayden. Not that. I'm the one that deemed him not that Hayden. All right. Hello, my name is Ed, W9US, and I have a ham radio addiction. And your life is unmanageable too? Yeah, I get it. I totally understand. 7 contacts for the satellite POTA a few weeks ago. Well, that's cool. You see, the secret with POTA is you have to realize whether you're doing FT8, sideband, satellites, whatever you're doing, all the contacts count toward that activation. You don't have to do everything on satellite or everything on sideband or everything on FT8. You could just do a little of each and add them all together in a log and send them up to... You don't even have to add them together. Have separate logs for each one. I thought I heard something squeaking in the other room. I thought she ran in there. So if you want to do multiple disciplines, FT8, FT4, sideband, FM. Well, FM I don't think counts because if you're doing repeaters and stuff, that don't count for Parks on the Air. But all the other ones do. So try it out. I've done that in the past where I've got 6 or 7 sideband contacts and then the band's died and I just flip over to do an FT8 and I finish the activation doing FT8. So that's a possibility. You could do that. Anybody else got any questions before I dump this amazing surprise on you? And it's going to be so subtle when I first show you. And I'm not going to go into detail about it other than the fact I just got it today and literally just plugged it in. And it's sexy, man. Okay, you guys are familiar with the 7300, right? What I like about the 7300 is, and I have it on my 9700 as well, if you hit the menu button, there's a button that says meter, and you hit meter and you see your ALC, your SWR, your power, and your signal strength meters pop up on the screen, and you can watch all of them at the same time. Can't do that on a Yaesu. On the Yaesu, actually, you know what? Let me turn the radio on, and we will switch to the FTDX10. Didn't come on. Oh, there it is. All right. So if you look at this picture here and you want to know, you see up here where it says SWR, right? When I key to mic, which I'll do right now, there's your SWR, 1-to-1. That's really good signal, right? So when I transmit, bam, 1-to-1. I got it on data. What I like about this, I have a mouse on the FTDX10 and I can change data port to upper sideband, which is where it should be. I can even change the frequency. And I could scroll up and get into the general portion of the band, which is like right there. Or I could tune in with the dial. But what's my ALC? What's my ALC? When I'm running FT8, what is my ALC? Well, I'm going to show you what my ALC is. If you go over here to where it says SWR and you click on it, now you got power, compression. Whoops, stay there. Power, compression, ALC. I don't know what VDD is or ID, but SWR. So you have all those meters. You have to actually, if you want power, you click that. Right now I got it set. Oh, it's on single sideband, so you're not going to see any power there. Let's go to FM real quick. All right, and now watch the power meter. Here it is right here. There it goes, 100 watts. If I click this, what's my ALC when I do that? Click ALC, and there it is. It's right there. Now, I hate that. I hate that I can't see all the meters at the same time. Are you ready? The surprise is coming. Ladies and gentlemen, say hello. Cat touch. And you Got to remember what screen I put it on. Nope, that ain't it. Oh, wait. I think I have it there. Yep. Nope. That ain't it. All right, hold on. I got it. Did I put it on Live HF? No. I should have put it there. Hold on, I'll find it. It's the FTDX10. Everybody get, yeah, cat touch. Not pussy touch, cat touch. Not that. Not that. Oh, damn, where did I put it? I have it in it. Oh, I know why. Here we go. All right. Okay. Can you find it on the screen? Do you see what I'm talking about? You see that little black box on the desk? Let me go back to the FTDX10. Shrink that thing a little bit and paste this over here. Now, you see the FTDX10 is on... oh, I got to get this bigger. Let's see if I can get this bigger this way. Whoops. Problem is I can't move the camera because it's the wire on the box is too small. But I can enlarge this. All right, there you go. Okay. You see what's on that screen? You see that? Is that the coolest thing in the world that you've ever seen? Let me go over here. Just do power. Why does it show? Oh, because I got it on FM. All right. That's the noise level on here. Let's switch to a different frequency where there's nobody talking. Manually do it. It still says power is 150 watts. Something's wrong here. Something is wrong. Am I connected? Let me just check. Yeah, I'm connected. All right. See what this is a little box. This wire here, this goes from a RJ45 right here to a RS232 input on the back of the radio. It's plugged into. And those are all the meters in one spot. That's also a touch screen, which is pretty cool. I can turn on noise blanker. I can turn on dynamic noise reduction on those buttons you see on the right side. On the right side over here, all these buttons, it's a touch screen. I could use the little stylus and touch it. As a matter of fact, show you how new it is. Watch. Peel the plastic off. Yay, it's clean, it's open, there it is. It's a 3D printed housing that holds it. It's powered from a USB cable. That's what you see, the white cable on top. The gray cable on the left side goes to the back of the FTDX10. This will work on the FTDX10, the FT101, and the FT710, FTDX710. So keep that in mind. But basically it has all the information that's on the main radio screen, but instead of having to go onto the main radio and click on the screen there, where's my mouse? There it is. Like if I want to turn the attenuation on, I have 3 different levels I could set it at. I could turn the preamp on. I'll turn it off for now. I could set the spacing here, right? And then my AGC, I could have it auto, fast, mid, or slow. That's all right there. What I like too is if you hit expand down here, right there, it gets rid of those buttons and you're just looking at the waterfall right here. So, yeah, I'm not going to do anything on this Cat Touch right now. I will work on getting more details for that, and as I use it and get familiar with it, I'll fill you in on how to do it. But I really like the idea that it takes the information out of the RS-232 in the back of the radio and puts it all on the screen. All the meters are on the screen at one time, which is pretty darn cool. Ed says, you just pulled the screen protector off now? Now it's molested. It's naked. Absolutely, Ed. That is the plan. Why am I not seeing the featured chat? There it is. All right. So that it was the surprise. The Cat Touch. You could do your little homework, try to find it. It runs about $200 or thereabouts, but it's so totally worth it. I'm going to mount that eventually right on top of the radio so I can see it while I'm working on the radio. Not a portable item, not something I'm going to drag around with me, but that is a cool little gadget, and I can't believe I found it. What is this? I have an iPod Classic 3rd Gen that will still has the original protection film on the front of the cover. I bet you if you own your own business, you got the first dollar you ever got paid. Yeah, it's a great addition to the shack. I love it. It's a great little gadget. And I saw it and I said, that's what I want. I want to be able to see all the meters without having to go through a menu and select them. You know, Yaesu with menus. It's like that's their drug of choice. They want to, let me do this too. I should do this. I got to move the chat because it's covering up the box. There you go. Now you can see it really good. Oh, you can't see it. Hold on. That's better. Now you can see it. So, yeah, so you have those 5 meters that you see. The first one is signal. The next one is SWR. The next one is watts. When you're transmitting, how many watts are you transmitting? On the right side, you have compression and ALC. And above that, an itty-bitty tiny print. I wish they made it bigger. I might just take this signal and send it to a bigger screen. Who knows? Anyway, yeah. On the right side, you have all your buttons. It's a touch screen, so you can change all this stuff. You have attenuation. I can't read it that way. Internal power, auto, CNT, NBL, noise channel, NCH, DNF, DNR, monitor, and more. So you can see all that stuff on there. When and if I do a video on this, it'll be a much better video. I'll have a camera specifically for this little gadget. But for now, yes, it is a great addition to the shack, and I thoroughly thank you for the compliment. Yeah, Iman and Ed both agree. It's a good addition to the shack. So that was the surprise I wanted everybody to wait for and see. And I will get the information where you could pick one up. And it takes a couple of weeks to get it, but it was totally worth it. It was totally worth it. I love the screen, the way it looks. It's very clear. I'm looking at it on an angle now because I got the camera from the 9700 looking at it. And I can't get it closer to the camera because the wires aren't long enough. But you can see that. That's a great little gadget, man. All right, we've been on about 40 minutes. Anybody got any questions? Remember, email me, KO4. Let me put that in the chat. KO4PDI at 1791.com. And everybody says, what the hell is that? That is an email address that I pay for. I have 2 of them. I have Photo Guy Mike at 1791 and I have KO4PDI. Oh, I typed it wrong. KO4PDI at 1791.com. There, that's the right email address. Ignore that last one. I wonder if I could take that off. Yeah, remove it. Okay, it's gone. And this one will pin in the message so you could see my email address up on top of the chat. And got any questions about ham radio, about satellites, about Satbox, about whatever, get me a shout. Let me know you're interested, and I will work on something for you. Specifically for you, just like I did for John and Roger just now. I come to really enjoy talking about stuff that I know about. The meter right now, I don't really know much about it other than the fact I got it to work right away. It was a piece of cake. Literally, I plugged the USB cable into the top and it came on. Then I plugged the USB cable or the RJ45 cable into the RS-232 and bam, it populated everything. The radio was off at the time, so the screen was just looking at me and nothing was happening. It said not connected. So then I turned on the radio and bam, the frequency popped up there and it was great. It was absolutely great. So great little gadget. I totally think you guys should look into that and look into getting one for yourself. If you're running a Yaesu FT-DX10, FT101, FT710, I bet you could use it with the Optimum, with the new radio that's HF and 2-band and 2 meter and 70 centimeter. So yeah, it probably runs on that too. And they give you pretty detailed instructions. These are the detailed instructions. And they show all the different radios on the back and where the connection goes. You see that? Here they are here. These are all the radios that I can hook to. FT710. It will work with the FT991 and 991A. The FT-DX10, the FT-DX101D, and the FT-DX101MP. So there's a RS-232 cable on it, and that's what you hook it up to. So it works. All right. I guess that's it for tonight, boys. I don't see any questions popping up. Is that from VE2DX? I don't know. Where did I get that one? Who's VE2DX? So we got lots of projects going on. We're doing. I'm going to be building that rotator. I don't think it's VE2DX. That would be Richard Desolarinis. I can't read his last name. I don't know how to spell that. All right, Iman, take care, man. 73, thanks for coming. Everybody else, thanks for coming. Tell your friends about the podcast. Tell them what we do here. Hopefully next week I'll have a little bit more detail on the cat box there, and we'll talk about it. In the meantime, remember what I always say. Don't do anything I wouldn't do, at least not without me, all right? KO4 PDI, I'll be clear, 73, everybody.